Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is all about this product right here. So this is the Maybelline Superstay 24-hour skin tint with vitamin C. So I have been wanting to try this for ages. I actually bought this a good few weeks ago, but I just haven't had a chance to sit down and review it. I had all sorts going on. I had to make sure that work was finished. I had a qualification to finish, and then I was going to download. So it's just been a manic I'd say a couple of months, but this is what we're going to be talking about today. I'm going to show you how it applies, how products sit on top of it, and this is going to be my all-round first impressions of this product. So just to give you a little insight, it says that it's a buildable skin-like coverage, weightless feel, natural radiant finish, resists sweat, water and transfer for up to 24-hour. Vitamin C equals vitamin C derivative, and that is basically the gist of the product. Now I love the L'Oreal serum tint, basically the same thing. I absolutely love that one. However, the colour range available at the Maybelline is already a lot better. I do really like a skin tint, and that was what made me purchase this, because I really wanted to see if it's better than the L'Oreal, because it's already got a much better colour range. I will obviously use that, but why not give this Maybelline one a go, see what it's like for you all, and see if it's worth the purchase. So if you'd like to know how it applies, how products go on top of it, then stay tuned. Please don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and let's just get into the video. I don't quite think anyone who isn't from the UK quite understands how hot it actually is. It is so humid. It is unbelievable. Like, I've literally just done a few things moving around and I am sweating, and it doesn't help when you have to wear like thick moisturiser. Woo-hoo. So hopefully the noise isn't that bad in the background. So I'm going to do my eyebrows. Oh my God, even they're sweating. Just give me uno momento, please. Festival flu plus freaking humidity of up to 70%. And then I'm just getting the cream out my eyebrows. I do this every time. It's so bleeding hot. So obviously this is the main attraction for today. So this is what we're going to be reviewing. This is the Maybelline Superstay 24-hour tint, skin tint and vitamin C derivative. And we are going to apply one side with our fingers, and then we're going to go in on one side and use our beauty sponge, because that's just how I feel skin tints are better used. So this is shade 3. And I'm just going to take a bit and I'm going to pop it on my neck. Now I have caught a little bit of sunshine. A neutral oh, okay, that looks good. So I'm gonna take some and I'm just gonna pop it on this side of my face, and we are gonna just work it in with our fingers on this side, because I feel like with a skin tint, the whole point of it is to make life feel easier. Like, it's not supposed to be made difficult. So I'm gonna just pat it in a little bit. I'm sorry if you can hear the fan, I know it's annoying, but you've got to deal with it when you watch anyone in the UK in this heat, because no one quite gets it. Okay, that's gone on quite nice actually. Obviously, as you can see, it's just evened out my skin a little bit. My redness isn't that bad today, but it's definitely evened out my skin a little bit. I would say it's highlighted a little tiny bit of texture here, but other than that, it definitely looks really nice on the skin. I'm going to take a little bit more for my forehead, just here, and then I'm just going to work that in a little bit, and then I'm just going to take this bit onto the chin, and then I'm just going to tap it. Always remember, your fingers can be used as tools when doing your makeup. Like, it's such an underestimated way of doing your makeup, and like, that was how they used to do it years ago. Like, we just get carried away with feeling like we've got to have all these tools, and we just don't. My mum didn't wear much makeup. She was always much, my mum didn't wear really pretty much any makeup, but when she did, I don't remember my mum ever having brushes, ever. Growing up, that is just something I never see my mum use. So it is funny, but she also barely wore makeup. I am going to take a little tiny bit and just try it underneath my eyes. I just want to see what it looks like, if it gives enough coverage where you could maybe get away with not wearing a concealer for the day. And I actually think it does. It gives a nice Nice coverage around the eye area. Obviously that's where I just want to pop a little bit more just to brighten the under eyes. But as you can see, it's definitely gave a nice little coverage around the eye area. So up to now, whew, I'm getting a little warm and gone. So as you can see, you can just see the slight difference of how it's evening the skin out. This is just giving the skin that natural finish. So up close, you can still see all my freckles, but it's just evened the whole face out. To be honest, I'd probably put a little bit less on the forehead if I was to do it again, because I just feel like there's just a little bit too much up there. But this side, we're going to go in with just the beauty sponge first, see how it applies. So I'm just going to take some and I'm just going to pop it on, and then we're just going to see how it applies on this side with the sponge. So that's how it's applied on the other side. I'd say it's applied pretty much the exact same way. Either way, it looks, you know, nice, and I'd definitely say it sheared it out a little bit more. I'm just going to pop some on the beauty sponge and I'm just going to do here. But it does apply nice with the beauty sponge. I would say it's soaking up a bit of the product, which does happen with the beauty sponge, but it's still gone on really, really nicely, especially around the eye area. I'm just going to tap that bit because my beauty sponge is a little bit big for the inner corner of my eye. I'm just going to take the excess that's here and work it around, because like I said, I did think there was a little bit much on my forehead. Teensy tiny bit. I think with the beauty sponge you're going to use less, because not only with your fingers, sometimes with the skin tint, because it's so runny, you can find you scoop up more than you mean to. And I don't ever find with the skin tint, so let me just show you. This one has, an alright dropper, but not a great dropper, if that makes sense. I don't know, sometimes I find it to be so liquidy that the dropper sometimes doesn't seem to be able to pick it up. So I'm just going to take that much and I'm just going to work that into this part of my forehead. So that's this side and that's this side. I think, in my personal opinion, the beauty sponge and fingers is probably, let's just do this here, is probably the perfect combo, because you just get that little extra blend. Oh, sorry, my eyes are watering, 1 second. I think the combination of using your hands and your beauty sponge is just going to be the perfect combo. The hands gets it on really quick, tapping it in, it works it really well. But I do just think the beauty sponge gives it that nice extra little finish. But all in all, that is applied really, really well. Really well. I would say it's got a little bit, it's highlighting a little bit of texture here for me, but my skin isn't in great condition because I have just got back from downloads and it's just never in great condition in texture wise when I get back from a festival, just because it's just the way it is. But I do think that looks lovely. So let's see how other products apply on top of it, because I do feel like this is the type of foundation you would probably want to wear in the summer if you're going to wear anything. I'll be honest, day to day, I probably wouldn't apply concealer with this. A little tiny bit of brightening powder or something just to make it look a little bit more set in stone. But I am going to go in with a concealer because I just want to see, oh my God, it's so warm, what a concealer looks like on top of it. I might have to get the bigger fan, I'm so sorry, there's going to be a bit of a noise. So I'm going to take the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, stick with the Maybelline theme, plus it's one of my favourite concealers. And I'm just going to keep this really natural, because like I said, if this was to be what I was using maybe day to day, as what a lot of people would with a skin tint, I wouldn't really put much more concealer on than that. So I'm going to let that set. And then I'm going to go in with some contour, which is my NYX Fair. I'm going to blend the contour in and see how everything blends into the product. So that's the contour on. It's actually blended in really, really nicely. on both sides. So yeah, that's all good up to now. Let's take my little contour, my concealer brush, and then I'm just gonna lift the eye a little bit. As you can see, I've got a gorgeous little patch there of dry skin. So I'm just gonna now pat that in with my finger as well as the beauty sponge. Oh, I'm cooling down a little bit with this fan now. Like so. Tap out that little bit of contour on my nose and around my mouth. I am liking this up to now. I really like the L'Oreal one. The L'Oreal one is absolutely gorgeous. The only thing about the L'Oreal one is it doesn't have a very good colour shade range. The way they've done their colour range has been like, it says like 0 to 2, 0 to 1.5, and then it's like 1.5 to 2.5 or something like that. I can't remember. But the colour range is shocking. Like, it's really, really bad. And L'Oreal can do better. And Maybelline already have beat them in terms of colour range. Like, this comes in quite a lot of colours. There probably could be a little bit room for more work, but up to now, in comparison to L'Oreal, this colour range is so much better. From what I'm looking at, it's giving me very similar vibes to L'Oreal. Very, very similar. I might do a comparison, two different sides. So I'm just going to take some of the powder and small amount and just pop that underneath. Oh, that looks lovely. Oh no, that sat on really nice. Now my skin is a little bit dry, like I've said, from the chapped skin, but that has gone on really nice. Key to doing under eye powder or any powder in general is to really go in with a very small amount. Put some on the powder puff or whichever tool you like to use. Pat it in, warm it into the skin a little bit, and then use the excess that's on the powder puff. What that's going to do is stop any crepiness, any really dry looking skin, because that is what can happen when you use powder. Powder is there to dry everything out. Now, if you are oilier skin type, you're going to have to go in with a little bit more that suits your skin type. Obviously, still be careful. Although you've got oily skin, you don't want everything to break down on your face, which too much powder and oily skin can cause that to happen. So it might just be better for you to take out a powder. And small like this would probably be best for you to maintain your powder when you're out and about. I think Charlotte Tilbury have started doing small ones. This is a by Terry. Now, I actually like this. I don't love it. I think it is severely overhyped, but it is a nice powder. So I do think something like this for anyone who's oily is better than you piling a bunch of powder on and then it breaking down throughout the day and you trying to save it as the day goes, because that can happen, especially with the heat that we've got in the UK at the moment, and probably just heat across the world if you are someone who lives in a hot country. Really just go in lightly. Like, I think that looks gorgeous under the eyes and there's hardly any powder, like literally hardly any. Now I'm going to take a On The Glow bronze. So I'm just going to take this. This is a really light shade. I don't want anything major, and obviously this would be for my base. If you use a cream bronze and then go in with a powder bronze, you will get a much longer finish on your makeup. The same way if you use a cream blush and then top it with a powder blush, you will find that it will last longer. And also try going in with face powder on top of your cream and then going in with the colour. Now this might be a little bit too light for me now. Of course, a little bit of sun I could probably do with this being a little bit darker, but you can still see it appearing on the skin ever so lightly. So I'm going to take Fawn from Beauty Bay, and then I'm going to go in with, ooh, I need a bronzer brush. I'm going to take an angle brush today. I don't want too much on my face. I just want to set what I've basically just done, and basically I'm just using what's in the lid, taking a little touch and working it into that lid and just setting that bronzer in place. I do find with the Beauty Bay bronzers, it's really easy to go in a little bit too heavy-handed. They can pick up an awful lot of product. What I do is I then pat it into the lid. I'm basically just going over everything that I've just done with the cream. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a tissue, clean off the excess from the brush, and then I'm going to stick that in, like so. I knew this brow gel wasn't going to last today. Knew it. I love this lip liner. So I'm just taking a little tiny bit of the Vive Skin Dew, and I'm actually going to tap some on my finger. I just want to see how it blends in. Is Skin Dew on the skin, looking dewy. Okay, so I've just popped the mascara on and this is what it looks like. I am loving this skin tint. I think this skin tint is absolutely gorgeous. It goes on like a dream. Now, obviously, if you are thinking of using a brush with this, which I didn't use during application, I do prefer, my personal preference is to apply skin tint with my fingers and then buff it out using a beauty sponge, or just go in with a beauty sponge from word go. But for quickness, like if you are someone, let's say for example, you're in a rush and you're going to work, drop some skin tint on your fingers. You can literally pop it all over your face in like 0.2 seconds. Get a beauty sponge and just blend it out, and that is it done. Now, if you are someone who likes to take their time with their makeup a little bit more, you just like the process a little bit more and you like to use a brush, then I do think this would be the best type of brush to use. So I'm just going to pop some on the back of my arm so you can see. So I'm just going to drop some there. But as you can see, this blends so nice using this style brush, and it goes on really, really quick. So that's it already on, and there's no need to go in with a beauty sponge if you don't want to. Now, would I probably go in with a beauty sponge still? Maybe, because I'd find like maybe just tapping it out and any excess comes off the skin. I've just dropped my beauty sponge somewhere. But that is how it applies with a brush, and I do think the best type of brush is this style with a skin tint. I just think it goes on so much nicer if you're going to pick a brush with this style. It looks absolutely gorgeous. All the products I used today have sat on top of it perfectly. There is still a gorgeous glow to the skin. I feel as though it's got the right amount of glow that you can throw it on and go out and it just looks like second skin. It's covered my redness really nicely without making it look as though I've got no colour in my skin. You can still see a slightness of redness, but it's blended that in really, really nice. This fan has got to go on full level because I am so hot. It is so bloody stuffy and so close, as we call it in the UK. Like, it is so close. Like, I feel like the heat is just sitting on top of me. But all in all, I am absolutely loving this skin tint. I would love to see this in comparison to the L'Oreal one. If you would like to see me compare it against the L'Oreal one, I definitely will. But the fact that the colour range of this one is already better than the L'Oreal makes me think I will reach for this one more, just because of the colour range. I think it's a really reasonable price. If you go into Superdrug, like me, I purchased this. This came with free Sky High mascara, and I just think you can get a full makeup kit of basic products and not pay for all of them, which is a really good thing to do when you're buying drugstore. I do think high-end products need to get with the times, because the drugstore is flying past the high-end skin tints. This is one of the best ones on the market, I would personally say, already looking at this on a first impression. I do think this will work quite well. I will try and check in later if I remember, but I have got so much to do today. I just can't promise I will, but I will try and check in. This was a first impressions video only, but if I can check in, I will do. I just think that this is a lovely, lovely product. So definitely recommend giving this a go based on my first impressions. I think this is a really, really nice skin tint. And that is it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.